So here we are, Timothy. This is my pitch. This is the pitch that I've submitted to the Enter the Pitch website for the short film competition. Let's watch it. My idea is based on verse 6, line 10, in the first letter that Paul wrote to Timothy. It's about a man with an amazing talent. However, he doesn't recognise it. He was all for the money, and his wife convinced him of that. So amidst all the gambling, he started to drown in his own life through greed. His whole world came crashing down. He had no wife, no home, no friends. He was all alone with the embarrassment of what he'd become. One day, as he was busking for his next meal, something unexpected happened, and he had choices for the first time in a long time. But they were tainted with a fortune that wasn't his to take. He takes it, convincing himself that a small amount wouldn't be missed. With the intentions of creating a better life for himself, he cleans himself up, has a proper meal, and rents a place. He then finds that the old faces and places from his past life have moved on, and there is no space for him there anymore. Using the money, he starts getting frivolous with it. He tries to buy life and friends, but finds that nothing can fill this void that he has inside him. Starting to feel the guilt, he slips back into the gambling and starts to try and win all the money that he spent back. But then the old ways start to catch up with him. His frustration and desperation to have more leads him to losing it all over again. As he walks along the streets, he finds himself in a worse state than he had been before, and the only place that he has left to go is back to the car that he'd been living in previously. He goes back there knowing that he's worse off, but he sees his violin, he picks it up and plays it. At that moment we know that he's wasted his life, but it's too late. We then realise that this is him. We feel a loss because we get to know his character and his journey of torment. And in the end, some of us learn and some of us don't. And not everyone gets a happy ending. Okay, so that was my finished pitch. Yes, it's been uploaded to the Enter the Pitch website. We're now in the waiting period where they are now going to assess everybody's pitch and pick out the ones that they like. This next part of the video is basically I'm going to hopefully methodically evaluate my pitch, taking it by one parameter at a time. I'm going to start with the overall visual aspect of it. After I corrected it with the, in fact I can show you, I'll show you. I had to correct the exposure because I was working by myself in quite a tight area. This is basically where my desk is in my room, so where I set up my camera, I had to use my zoom lens so I could zoom out and kind of get the frame. However, didn't really work to my advantage. I'll probably next time use more people to kind of help me set up. So yeah, I had to correct a couple of things because I rushed it and I basically just let everything get on top of me. So I know it shouldn't have been, and my planning should have worked, but it didn't. And sometimes when you plan something, it never actually goes to plan. Things fall through, ideas change. So I think next time when I actually plan my pitch, I'll stick with the first plan and just run with it rather than changing it halfway through, thinking about something else. I think the whole problem that I had with it was the fact that I wanted to get across so much in a short space of time that it just got too complicated. The idea got too complicated, the way that I wanted to film it was too complicated. It was all just, it ended up just being a little bit of a rushed mess. The bad points of my video are the fact that it's grainy, the noise on it is pretty rough. Let's just get it back up if this works. All in my dark areas, in the blacks, on my face, in my hair, over here, just everything is just grain. Which basically means because of how dark it was before, and I'll show you in this project, on the first sequence I made, which was my original file format, as you can see, big difference there, isn't there? I mean, it's still even grainy there, so I don't know what I was looking at when I set it up. I don't know how I set it up. It just seems like it's all a massive blur. The original file size is over here. The dimensions were 1920 by 1080. That's what I filmed it at. Because of this, rather than zooming in and cropping it, because obviously this bit here is so bad because of the light reflecting off this, so we've got one really bright bit in the corner, then I'm really dark, I've got this kind of tungsten light over here, then I've got daylight coming in through over here, there's a UV light, because that's where my tortoise lives, behind me, just there, a UV light here shining behind me, so that's fluorescent, tungsten, daylight. It's a horrible mix. And because I was looking at it for so long, it kind of looked moody to me, like a moody kind of atmospherical look. But the more I look at it, it's just plain bad. I know where I've gone wrong. I needed a little bit of help setting up to kind of get me in the position that I wanted. I mean, I'm really far over into this third. Really, I should kind of be sitting about here. Maybe there. Anyway, putting on, if I just drag this in actually. Is it in titles? Yes. I don't know why that happened. Do this. Rule of thirds, let's put this on. Oh. Just stretch it out a bit. In fact, I need to just fit this to frame size. Scale to frame size, there we go. Right in front of my eyes. Okay, so my eye line isn't right. I'm way off, so I was right. I needed to be sitting about there. I don't know what I was thinking. If my eye line was right, this would have been lined up right. Yeah, that was my original. And after changing my waveform, it ended up like this. I made a 720p project, so that basically put my 1080p project onto a 720p timeline, which means I'm cropping it, but I'm not. It's not the same as properly cropping it. It's not the same as zooming in. Because let's face it, if I cropped it or zoomed in, I'd have got a lot more grain and noise on my image when I then controlled the exposure a little bit more. So, oh no, not that one, I need this. Window, workspace, colour correction. Okay, so this is what I was using. I ended up using the YC waveform to control this graph here. So if I show you, skin tone is around 70, and this is where I am in the frame. So yes, my skin tone just hits and just goes over that bit. Unfortunately, in my frame, there is no pure white, which would hit, or there is a little bit, whatever this is. That can't be right. It has to be right because it's on the graph, because you can't trust your eyes. So that'll be around here. Okay. Well, didn't see that before. What is that? That's not even on the graph, is it? It must be. Anyway, pure black is down here, and a lot of it before was down there. I did have some pictures that I could show you about it. Just got to remember where I've put them. Into the pitch, colour correcting exposure. Here we go. Let's just do this. Open up this. Okay. So that was it before. See if I can get a better look. And it was all very much close to the black. Just going to bring up my project again. Okay, so you can see the before and after. Here, look, in this picture. So dark, I didn't even realise how dark it was. So it just proves that you really can't rely on your eyes. You need I need to next time be looking at my waveforms, because that is tragic. So tragic. It's so dark, and now to pay for that, I've got a grainy image. However, he doesn't recognise it. He was all for the money, and his wife convinced him of that. So amidst all the gambling, he started to drown in his own life through greed. Okay, so that's enough. For that, I need to improve setting up, improve my camera settings, improve the amount of people that helped set it up. So rather than just have me sitting in the chair, running behind my camera, using a mirror, I'm not going to be able to see everything. So I need someone to help set up, or someone to sit in my chair, well, where I was sitting just here, for me to set up the camera, and then for me to just sit down in the chair and just go with it. Have them check that I'm sat in the frame, that it's all okay, and then leave me to it. Basically, that's all I needed. Improve setting up the camera, improve the lighting in my area, because this has gone completely wrong. The mishmash of the different types of lighting, so as I said before, the daylight, the fluorescent and the tungsten, just no. I just needed to relax a little bit, take my time and think about it logically. Instead, I went ahead and rushed it.